Welcome students, this is a beautiful question. If a negative b times b negative c times c negative a divided by a positive b times b positive c times c positive a, if it is equal to 2024 divided by 2025, we are expected to find a over a positive b over b positive c over c positive a. Questions such as these keeps all the time occurring in mathematical Olympiads, competition or competitive exams, or even for projects based on research. You can clearly see that you got product of terms in the numerator and product of terms in the denominator. Now you would have to do something so that you have the ability to make some substitution onto the required evaluated, or I should say on the required evaluation. So this is your I would say this is your objective, and you would have to do something with this so that you can take this something and substitute it here. Now the basic idea, I'm going to give you this is going to be the standard all the time. So whenever you have terms like this, what you need to do is just make a substitution. Let x be equal to, don't take it as a minus b, because it's not going to be of any use. All that you're doing is replacing one term with the other, and that is not going to alleviate your requirement. But instead of taking it as a negative b, what you got to do is you will have to take x to be equal to a positive b. So you just go to the exact opposite. Instead of saying a negative b, take it as a positive b. And my y, let my y be b positive c, and my z be c positive a. So we got these terms. Okay, now having obtained these terms, I want to change this, right? So how am I going to change? I got a negative b as the first term, but I wanted it to be in x. Now from here, so I will take in this x. X is nothing but a positive b, and my y is nothing but b positive c. Now we would have to obtain a minus b's representation. So I'm just going to start out with x equal to a positive b and y is equal to b positive c. So I'm going to subtract these terms. So if I were to subtract these terms, I would get x negative y is equal to a positive b negative of b positive c, which is going to be a positive b negative c, which would give me a negative c. On the left it's going to be x negative y. Now a negative c, I've got c negative a, so if I were to take a negative sign out, this would become c negative a, and I get x negative y on the left side. Now if I were to take a negative sign also over here, so this is going to give me y negative x is equal to negative of c negative a, and removing the signs, I now have y negative x is equal to c negative a. So this is the representation I've got. So I'm going to use this space here. So what I wish to do is I will just take z minus y. So what is z minus y? What is z? Z is c positive a minus b y is b positive c. So this is going to be c positive a negative b negative c. So clearly I can get rid of the c, and that would leave me with z negative y is equal to a negative b. So I've got a value for a negative b. That is fine. Now I need to get rid of, or I need to obtain the value for b and c. So b and c would be, so to obtain b negative c, we will have to connect x with c. So I will start off by taking x negative z, which is going to be a positive b followed by a negative sign and c positive a. So this is going to be A positive B negative C negative A. So A and A gets cancelled, giving me X negative Z is equal to B negative C. So clearly I've got the representation for A negative B, B negative C, and for C negative A. So we can state that hence A negative B times B negative C times C negative A divided by A positive B times B positive C times C positive A can be rewritten as A negative B is Z negative Y, B negative C is X negative Z, and C negative A is Y negative X divided by A positive B is X, B positive C is Y, C positive A is Z. Now, what have we done? We have taken this, which has a value of 2024 over 2025, and we have given a new representation. Now, what is that representation? Z negative Y times X negative Z times Y negative X divided by XYZ is equal to 2024 over 2025. So we can clearly state that this is equal to 2024 divided by 2025, right? Of course, we all know that because since this is equal to this, but just to be consistent with the explanation, I just want to place this there. Okay, so much so, but this is not the end of the question. We are just getting started. The question wants us to find the value of this, find the value of A. So I'm going to write that hence A divided by A positive B divided by B positive C divided by C positive A is equal to, if I can make the representation in XYZ, I'm sure we will reach the solution. So now, how do I give a representation for A? Let me use the rough column. So I need to write A in terms of X and Y. Now let me go back to the substitution that we have implemented. Now I got a X which is equal to A positive B. So that is a good sign. So let me write that down. I have a X there. But this X is A positive B, right? So that would mean I will have to get rid of this B. So how do I get rid of this B? I got a B here. So I can use Y and get rid of this B. But if I do that, I will have an additional C there. So let me use this Y. If I were to use Y, then this would give me, let me just show you what it is giving me. X is A positive B negative, Y is B positive C. So this is equal to A. Of course, plus and minus B goes away, giving me A positive C. Now I need to get rid of this C. Now how do I get rid of this C? Now watch here. I have a Z here. So if I were to use this minus Z, or probably, actually, this is minus times positive is negative C, right? So it's A negative C. We got to be careful with the signs. Now I was about to use negative, but it shouldn't be negative. It is positive. So I add a Z here. If I were to add a Z, I know that my value of Z is C positive A. So this is going to be C positive A. Now clearly negative C positive C goes away, giving me 2A. But I wanted only A. So to have that A, I need to divide this by 2. So this entire component has to be divided, right? To get divided by 2. So if I were to divide by 2, I would get A, right? I would get A if I were to divide this by 2. So this is going to be equal to A. But the point is, we already have a positive B. Okay, So this is actually going to be equal to a, in place of a, I got x negative y positive z divided by 2, fine, and there is a positive b. So if you want, you can substitute it here, or you can introduce one more step. But I feel that the substitution is fine because a positive b is equal to x, right? So we can just directly substitute that. This is equal to x. So positive. Now we need to make the substitution for b by using the same thing, by using the same idea. We can clearly zero it in because this starts with a, so that starts with x. So all you need to do is just keep changing one term. So this is x. If this is x, this will be y. This is y, so this is going to be z. If this is z, this is going to be x. You can check it out. Divided by 2 times of y. Positive. Just for sake of consistency, I'm going to show you this. Right? Y negative z positive x. Now what is y? Y is b positive c. And what is z? Z is c positive a. And what is x? X is a positive b. So if you had to rewrite this, this is b positive c negative a positive b. Now clearly plus c minus c plus negative a plus positive a goes away. B added with b will give me 2b. So that has to be divided by 2. Right? So this is exactly what we have done. By 2, and a b positive c is y. So that's a simple thing. So now we got y here. So just shift 1. That's going to give me z. You got a z, shift 1. That's going to give me x. You got x, shift 1. That's going to give me y. Divided by 2 times c positive a is going to be z. So this is what I've got. Now what we can do is we will have to use some algebraic concepts. So what are the algebraic concepts? Now suppose you got a positive b divided by c. You can write it as a over c positive b over c. So I wish to rewrite this in this fashion. So this is equal to, I want to write this as x over 2x. This is one component, and if I were to take a negative sign out, this is going to be y negative z divided by 2 times x. So this is one component, right? So I have a positive sign. So let me place the positive sign here, and followed by, this is going to be y over 2 times y, negative of z negative x divided by 2 times y, followed by a positive quantity of z over 2 times z, negative of x negative y divided by 2 times z. So this is what I've got. Now this is equal to, I can cancel the x, y, z, and I can rewrite this as 1 over 2 negative, I can club all these things, see, 1 over 2, 1 over 2, 1 over 2, right? So 1 over 2, 1 over 2, 1 over 2. So let me just place these things within parentheses, and I got a negative, negative, negative. So that's going to be a huge negative here. And then I've got these terms. So it's going to be y negative z divided by 2x. I take the negative sign out, so it's going to be positive z negative x divided by 2y, positive x negative y divided by 2z. This is what I've got. Okay, so this is going to be 2. If I were to sum this up, it's going to be 2, 1 plus 1 plus 1. So this is going to be 3 over 2. So that is for this term. Okay, this term alone, negative. Okay, so I've got 2 times x, y, z. So this is going to be y negative z times 2x gets cancelled, so y and z will be there. So you can just place y and z there. Positive, so this is going to be z negative x times x and z will be there. Positive x negative y, 2z is gone, x and y will be here. So this is what I've got. Okay, probably now we need to make this simplification. We have to simplify the outcome. So let's do that. So We are now on a new page, so let me rewrite what we have got. So we've got 3 over 2 followed by y negative z times y times z positive z negative x times z positive x negative y times x times y. So this is what we have got in one corner, divided by 2 times x times y times z. So this has to be simplified. Now what I wish to do is, probably I will write this 3 over 2, and then I would like to take, say I got a y negative z with the yz. Of course you can use distributive property to literally multiply everything, but what I would do is I would like to choose these two things together and then take a z out. Now if I were to take a z out, then the first term would give me y negative z times y positive z negative x times x. This is the term that I'm getting, followed by x negative y times xy. So that is divided by 2 times xy into z. Okay. Now what I can do, I'm trying to avoid multiplying all of this. So let's see how things are shaping up. So I got a z here. So what I will do, I will try to multiply y into y. That's going to be y squared, z into y, positive z into x, negative x squared, divided by 2 times x y z, positive x into y and x negative y. This is what I've got. So this is 3 over 2 negative z times. Now let me club this y squared negative x squared together. Now I can take a z out. Now if I take a z out, I would get x negative y, right? This is what I'm getting. So this is divided by 2 times xyz positive xy times x negative y. Now I am looking for y negative x. So what I will do is I need to actually take that negative sign out. If I take the negative sign out, no, I don't want to take a negative sign out. Let it be as y squared negative x squared. Probably I will rewrite this as y negative x times y positive x, and then I will take the negative sign out. So if I were to take the negative sign out, this is going to be negative of z times y negative x. So this is what I've got, positive x times y, x minus y. So this has got no bearing as such now, 2 times xyz. Okay. Now I got a y negative x, so this is equal to 3 over 2 negative z times. So I can take y negative x out, and that would give me y positive x followed by negative z. This is what I've got. Okay, and this is followed by xy times x negative y divided by 2 times xyz. So now what I wish to do is I want to rewrite this as 3 over 2 negative z times, I want to bring in this z inside, so y negative x times y positive x negative z, and I want to take the negative sign out, so that's going to be xy times y negative x. So this is what I've got, divided by 2 times x y z. So we will rewrite the above in this fashion. So it's going to be negative, I will just place z of y negative x times y positive x negative z, and followed by, I got a positive xy of x negative y, so I want to take a negative sign out, so this is going to be negative xy of y negative x. So this entire thing is divided by 2 times xyz. Now I wish to take y negative x out. If I were to take y negative x out, I will get z of y positive x negative z, and then in this case it's negative xy divided by 2 times xyz. This is what I've got. So this is equal to 3 over 2 negative of y negative x. Fine. Now this is, in fact I can actually rewrite this as zy positive zx negative z squared negative xy divided by 2 times xyz. Now what I wish to do is I will have to split these terms, so let 3 over 2 be there, followed by a negative sign, and I got y negative x here. Now I will be clubbing these two together. So if I club these two together, this is, I can take z out, so if I take z out I would get x negative z. That's fine. And I will club these two together. So positive y, I'm taking it out. If I take y out, I would get z negative x, and this has to be placed within the old parenthesis. So these two here and multiplied with this divided by 2 times xyz. Probably I'll place one more parenthesis just to cover this up, because this one is fine, so this one is fine and this has to be there. Now we got x negative z. Now what I wish to do is I would have to flip this and write it as x negative z, so there will be a negative sign here. So if I were to use this space here, okay, I will have to flip to the next page. So this is what we've got. Now what I wish to do is I would like to flip this and write it as x negative z. So let's do that. So this is going to be y negative x times z times of x negative z negative y times x negative z divided by 2 times xyz. Now x negative z, that can be taken out. So this is y negative x. I take x negative z common, so that would give me z negative y divided by 2 times xyz. Now if I were to rewrite this, I can rewrite this as x negative z times z negative y times y negative x divided by 2 times of xyz. Now what is this? Let's see that. See that? X negative z, z negative y, and then y negative x is 202 divided by xyz is 2024 divided by 2025. Right? You check that. So this is what we have got. So let me show that to you. X negative z, z negative y, and y negative x. Perfect. This is equal to 3 over 2 negative 1 over 2 times. So 2024 divided by 2025. Right? So with that we can perform the calculation. So if I were to take the LCM as 2 times of 2025, this will give me 3 times of 2025 minus 2024. So 3 5s are 15, 1 6 7 0, 3 2s are 6, and 2024 divided. So this one will give me 1, this one will give me 504. Right? So this is equal to 4051 divided by 2 times of 2025. So 5 2s are 10, 2 2s are 4, 5 2 0 0, and 2 2s are 4. So this is the beautiful solution for this question, students. Thank you so much.